Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
On second down, here's Goff. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck roll that they can fall back on anymore.
3rd and short yardage. Prescott, flush to his right. Cooper fast with a feet. Cooper's got it. 19 yards that time for number 19. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
46.
Prescott now on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is, finish this drive off, because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it looked like a quick hit, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do?
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Goff now looking to throw. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. Goff finding Cooks on a big play. 52 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Goff. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about a season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed it, it would have been a long night.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Super! We're good.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Now it's gone. Pass incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. They come up in an offset eye. 3rd and goal, Gurley. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Aqib Talib there to stop him.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now Prescott.
One thing you're hoping for when you're running.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Samson Ibuka. He's the one who finally gets him down for what will wind up being a loss of 16 yards. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott escaping the pressure right. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Prescott steps away to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Jeff Swain, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And that's caught by Beasley. A Dallas 1st down. Prescott hooking up with Beasley.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dante Fowler in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Flushed out right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Third and long for Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now Prescott on 4th down. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Going up top for... He's got a man. Complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And give him a gain of 37. They go play action here on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he will be brought down. His time is now run out on this first half of action. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter three. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Dante Fowler in on the stop.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Flush to his right. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
A first down throw for Prescott. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Dante Fowler in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
And Beasley with it over the middle. That one goes for 24 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Escaping the pressure right. And this one's incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Here's Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
14.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll try and get the running game going today. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Call it a gain of 3, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And his kick here is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Well, the upcoming Super Bowl, so many storylines, but one that obviously grabs you. Sean McVay just turned 33 January 24th, youngest coach ever to take a team to the Super Bowl. Double that age for Bill Belichick, who's 66. And, Charles, that's the largest gap between coaches in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, and when you think about it, obviously the age comes into play, but to me it's more the experience. The number of times that the Patriots have gone to the Super Bowl with Belichick leading them versus Sean McVay's first time in the Super Bowl leading the Rams. Will that game experience come into play at all? But I do like this about Sean McVay. Raised in the game, raised up through the NFL system, no matter how young he might be. Remember, his grandfather was a head coach and a GM in the league. He gets it. He understands. I highly expect the moment to be just fine for him and not too big.
It's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. First down, L.A. Goff finding Higbee. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. Here's Goff now on 2nd down. Dumps it off to Gurley. Gurley's got the first down and then some. And finally taken down at the 15. They're calling a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Here's Gurley. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley punching it in from a yard away. And the Rams are able to get back within a touchdown. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a 1-score game in the 4th. Zuerlein out now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, good move. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Forced out to his pressure, gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Samson Ebukam in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 46. 26.
Back near his goal line, it's Prescott. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
17.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Stop short, down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get all the way to the end zone. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Clock continuing to roll as the Rams try to get going again. They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Great hands there defensively to knock the ball away in the end zone. My partner just stood up. It's 4th and goal, and the game coming down to one play.
And there's no way you're getting me back down there again. They have to do it one more time. This is exciting.
Glad you remembered to come back on Mike for this. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They're running with Gurley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the 4th. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he works free, refusing to go down. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
46. 26.
He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Prescott urging his guys to go quickly. They need to get up and set.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Now he's forced out right. A dump off to Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Back to throw. Now he's flushed out left. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He's back to throw. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. A first down carry by Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
46. Done. 26.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. Over the middle, complete. That's Elliott. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play. Now Prescott being chased out left. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, third down here. Maybe some temptation here to try to go for the win, but I think you got to kick the field goal.
I agree totally. When you look at the time left on the clock, that's not a spot where you take the gamble. Go ahead and kick the field goal here and take it from there.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Rams getting set to go now. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand off inside or more likely take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And Cooper able to work his way open. That's complete. And he's taken down all the way inside the LA 10. A huge play there in overtime. 49 yards. Prescott yet again. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Ndamukong Suh in there with pressure yet again. And that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. He's going to get it running right. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on 3rd and goal. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And this one is right through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive, they're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off, That has to be the mindset.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the play. And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you throw him...
Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. Picked off at about the 31. And that's how this one ends in dramatic fashion in overtime with the interception. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through. Not
only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.